Hello and welcome to another video. So I'm gonna continue on where we left off. Just finished the single quoting in the shell course from Codecrafters. So double quotes. They're a bit interesting that they are very similar to single quotes, except they kind of allow different things to happen. So we're going to want something similar to this, and if it's normal, we're going to set it to double. If it's single quote mode, I guess we're going to array add that literal. And if it is a double quote, double mode, we'll set it back to normal. And that's all that will happen there. But in this one, so down where we're just got a random character, but we're in the middle of a double quoted string. We can see whether it is a backslash, which we need to escape here. Interestingly, well, not interestingly, I mean that's kind of by design. We're designing it very similar to C, and C has similar quotings and escapings and whatnot. Well, actually not. Like in Bash, I think you can't have something like this. Yeah, so it's just very literal in between, whereas in C, you can have backslashes, which will allow you to have a single quote escaped, basically. I think is the gist, but like then everything. Well, no, C, everything in between single quotes is just a character. Gosh. There I am. Double quotes is always a string, which will always be a pointer to a set of characters ending with a null byte somewhere in the stack. Well, a literal. It will be somewhere in this like kind of memory, but. Right, so if we get to a double quote, backslash, it retains its special meaning when followed by so if we did just a double backslash, it'll get that. If we get something like that, that just like allows us to have that, and that I guess lets us have $1. So here we need to kind of look at the next character, and I guess it would be kind of we have to assume that there is a next character, which there kind of will be, because it may be null, but it may not be. But if it is a in this case a double slash, then we are going to array add that double slash. We'll break from here. If it is a dollar, then we will array add that dollar, which I guess we can potentially do something like this. E plus 1. And I guess I kind of want to actually just go P++, and this can just be CA that P and again, no, again. And then we'll do that. And so, what was the other case? We would also have a double quote, which is fine like that, and also a new line. So these are the cases that we will just add the string as is. Otherwise, it just gets swallowed up. Like if we did something like that, well, no, now it hasn't really been swallowed up. So it only does that. And so I guess in the default case, we probably want to break here. Actually, I just noticed it's falling through into that. In the default case, we do want to just like do both. Yeah, so we'll be doing both like that. And I think that might be double quotes. So like if we do a bunch of things, we'll have like a single quote, and it's got everything. And we can check that if we do a like we did just before, it works. But if we did like a single quote, that means double quote, that means we've done that. And we can also get a dollar, which lets us do that. It's kind of interesting because we don't actually do anything when we get a dollar. But that is something that we potentially could do. And like maybe we should. I don't know. Like, I mean, this quote. It's kind of funny. Like this read quoted arg is really just read arg. But I kind of wanted to make another one that was above read tilde arg because read tilde arg makes use of that. So otherwise, all it really does is either do read tilde arg or read quoted arg. But the quoted arg is really, it could do other things. It could do other things. And potentially it might at some point. But I think for now, I might actually go back in my shell because there's no reason why I shouldn't. And implement double quotes. Quite easy. Or we don't have tab completion. Add double quotes. And we can push that up and it should hopefully pass. Oh, that's everything. We didn't actually push. We did push. Interesting that it didn't like after this test. It didn't kind of show the output that it usually does on like the git push. Wonder why. Cool. It's like the push isn't submitting anymore. That is what it is, right? So that was double quotes. I wonder what this backslash outside quotes. Yeah, because that means we can do stuff like, yeah, echo A, B, C. Oh, yeah, something like that. Right, so how shall we go about doing that? So I think I want to change this read quoted arg to um, maybe just read arg with an underscore. It's a little gross, but kind of showing that, yeah, I just want you to do the thing, but it's not a tilt. And it kind of portrays that it means that we can do things other than quotes. Yeah, so maybe I'll change this. Come on. Let's just do that and replace mode with quote. Doesn't like that because. And I guess I want to kind of maybe change normal. Yeah, normal to unquoted. Unquoted. I want unquoted, something like that, and maybe just search for normal. Do something like that. Right, so what are we actually wanting to do? We're wanting to check whether something is maybe a backslash. Two backslashes because we're in C. Do that and do that just so we have some stuff. Right, so what are we doing if we're doing a backslash? So we kind of already handle this case in the default where it's just kind of this case here. Kind of, but it's like inverted of this. So I think I want to. This won't ever happen in this case. So I think, yeah, maybe just all that. We'll just take that and like maybe up here. Yeah, it was here. We'll do a switch over a quote, and if we are in a double, we'll do all of this. So maybe I'll give it a little thing. Something like that. Right, so if we're in a double, we go up one and do all of that. But if we are not in a double, I am unsure what to do there. Golly, can you, are you not there? No, can we go like that maybe? Is that right? Yeah, I don't know. and something like this. Cool. So if we are in a double there, but yeah, so if we uh, have something else, or if we have a normal, or if we have a single, we don't really do anything. So if we are a single or a normal, what were we doing before? If we would have just been doing this array add, yes. And I guess like this all can kind of come down like so. Um, and yeah, in these cases, we just want to do an array add to ret, and we're just going to be giving it $p. And I guess, hmm, so I think in all cases we want to do it. If it was a single quote, then we probably want to just I think we don't always want to add it. If it was a single um, quote context, we will just do that. If we're in a normal context, we'll do something. And if it's a reach for there. All right, so if it's in a normal context, we want to look at the next character and um, add that character. I believe that's kind of what it's saying that we do. Yeah, so it preserves the literal value, so we're quite literally getting that as the next value, but it doesn't add the actual quote. So I guess what does this do? We can't do a thing. Normal undeclared. What was it? It was unquoted. Unquoted. Yeah. And what do you do now? That's fine. Right. So if we go echo AB, something like that, that looks good. And yeah, that looks kind of all right, I guess. And then putting in stuff like there, yeah, that works. And now the good test, that seems to have worked at like 3 spaces and then a literal B. I mean, it was meant to be a 4th one, but yeah, that seems to have done the trick. So maybe if we have a little commit of that. So this is add backslash escape, quite literally doing that. And so this will push, but then like it won't do the Codecrafters submit. I'm not sure why it's not doing it automatically anymore. Used to, but it's just what it is. Da, 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 da. Right. That looks good. Mark is complete. View next stage. Right, so what are we doing? Backslash within single quotes. We've just already done it. So this was, yeah, so I guess this is just checking that we've done it in a way that we've done it. It already works. And backslash within double quotes. This probably also works. Yeah, so this also just works. Executing a quoted executable. This should work, surely. Like it just does that. Yep. Easy. Cool. So I guess that's kind of the end of quoting. Took like quite a while, but yeah. Maybe I'll burn on into redirection. Um, oh yeah, so we finished this one. Redirection. What are we doing? Yeah, so we can redirect using one at. Right. That makes sense. So yeah, we're just testing whether we can print out stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting because we have we do printfs, which we would have to kind of change to use a different printf. We would have to change to point to the file that is currently open. And I guess when we exit, we would have to like make sure we close all the open files. Yeah. So I'm kind of like I've been trying to avoid having global state, but like we already have like built-ins being global, but yeah, we somehow need to know what else exit needs to free up when we exit the application in a nice way. Because if we open files, well, I suppose we can just have files as a so if I search for that, like up here, we can have just a array of files, something like that. And when we open up a file, it will kind of just do the right thing. I mean, that's not also quite what I want. So, like, you can have kind of like crazy situations, not in my shell, but you can do stuff like open up a like send everything to 7, but I think you need an app there, and then 7 needs to be a thing, but it needs to know. It needs to kind of have a table of file descriptors that do that. But I guess when we can have the file array and it has a size, and things can be null in it. I think that's what I'll do. And to start with, it will be yeah. So I guess here now, whenever we do it's kind of interesting because I'm forward thinking into like hyping is going to be an interesting one because like it depends what context of the command that you're at. But I don't know. I think I'm thinking too far ahead. We could, all right, look at files, and when we get certain things, we do certain things. And so I think I want to, maybe I'll make sure that I free files.data. Uh, if files.data not equal to null, I want to do that. But potentially, if files dot size is greater than 0, maybe that's a I can do that. Not equal to null. For size t, I equals 0, I is less than files dot size, and we'll go up through here. And if files dot data I not equal to null, we want to do if close. Is that what we want? If close, yep. And we can just set it files.data I that. And potentially, like just to like kind of just in case this memory becomes like not viewable, what we can do is we can say that it's closed like that, and we'll finish in this loop and files.data equals. I mean, what I should be doing is doing a array free and files, and that should be doing a different thing. Array free built-ins, and so free built-ins also has a thing here, so we can do array free. Well, like I really want like close files, and that can do a thing. And then here, I guess we can do an array of free files, and also built-ins. And so up where we do array stuff, we should probably do an array free. So define array free. This is going to take an array, and it's probably going to do a thing. So it's only going to really do it if our dot data is not equal to null. If that is the case, then we want to do free our data, and then do our dot data equal null, and then our dot size equal 0, and our dot opacity equal to 0, and kind of free all that up. And then this is going to be a while false, and then we can not that one, that one, do all that. Now we have a kind of method to free everything, like basically clear out the array. But we also need to have a void close open files, and this was going to do for that size t I equals 0, is less than files dot size and I plus. Right, so in here we if files dot data I not equal to null, we want to do if close files dot data I, and files dot data I equal to null. And one more. Cool. And so that should close open files. So when we do this, we can just do close open files and do the free after. So that should do the trick. So we are now closing the open files as we're doing it. Now we kind of need to get every printf that we do and make sure that we are printing it to the right place. Which that one's going to be a tricky one. So we kind of first need a way to detect whether we have like whether that argument is one of the arguments. Because I guess everywhere we're kind of passing all the args to the thing. Which almost means that we need to get all the arguments before we call the command. Which makes sense. It would kind of change. Yeah, I think it will change the way we do things a little. So when we call a command, we currently call we call it with the like this rest and delimiter stuff. So I think here I should really just say this is going to accept an array. Which do we have array defined? We don't have array defined just yet. So I kind of want the stuff to be just a bit below the array stuff, but before it is defined. So we want to define an array, basically send it an array of, I guess, char star. So we're going to send it an array of strings. So that's going to be the args, I guess. And I guess if we're doing it like that, we can just have the first arg being the program, which makes it easy to kind of work out what's what, I guess. Right, so if we are doing it like this, all of our commands thus far, the built-ins will have to get changed. And I believe, let's get this full screen. It will tell us that right, so we can't do this, can we? I guess I would have to do something like type def array char star to be string array. We could also pass it just a pointer to a pointer, like an argc and argv type thing, which maybe that might be the way to go. Yeah, all right. So this is now saying that it doesn't know what to do. So maybe help command. So we need to take a string array args. And we don't actually do anything with this at the moment. So I guess Yeah, I'm like kind of offset weirdly. I'm doing like two spaces everywhere. I don't know. It's just what I did. I guess it's kind of what I started with, because they gave me stuff. So I think if args dot size is greater than 1, we're going to do a thing. And maybe that turn 0. And this will get the arg, make sure it's an int. Unimplemented get help of these system for unit. Like it's kind of a sidetrack of where I wanted to go a bit. Like so SDR to L. I kind of want to do this, which returns us a long, and we kind of want to give it a chance to end. And if we, this is going to be the I, and we want to pass it. Wow, we'll give it a UL. I mean, does that exist? No, that doesn't exist. Yeah, we'll give it a strul, which gives us a like unsigned long, which we should hopefully be able to just make it a size T. But yeah, if we give this and we give it a pointer in pointer base, so if we give it the pointer, which is args.data 1, and the any pointer and the base can be 0, so we can get some fancy args. And is so we did like str12 and required it to be negative, I guess, just in case like you give a positive number. So if what's the case that you have to do? That's that if end is not pointing to a null byte, basically means that it's found a place in your string that stuff is not good at. Right, if this is the case, we want to print an error. So that error here was like just that, I guess. Well, actually, no, this isn't an index. This is a program name. So I guess we want to cycle through these. And if it's the CMP, and like maybe if nothing got returned, maybe we'll do that. And we'll add lots and lots of printfs because we got to change them all. So built-in not found, and do something like that. And I think, oh no, this should be an F here. std error, and it should probably give the program and then that. So this will be args.data 0 and then args.data 1. Do something like that and return 1 if that's the case. But if strcmp of the cmd got command and args.data I, perhaps we can set that to args.data I like that. And perhaps we can even say, like we only really need the program if we do that. So this is going to be 1. Yeah, this is just going to be 1 equal to 0. So this means we have found a command, so we could probably just print out this command. In the future, maybe we'll have a bit more fancier stuff to do. And if we do print it out, we'll return 0. Otherwise, we do all this stuff. Right, so that is probably help done. Exit. Uh, so bring array R. And maybe I want to just actually go to this and do that sort of thing. Just because it kind of helps. Right, so here we can see if our dot size is greater than 1, that means that we have something, and this will be our dot data 1. That will be the argument that we're trying to do, and the command here is actually r dot data 0, and same again here. And otherwise we do all that stuff. So I guess this is an interesting case that we are now taking control of that string array, because we're doing an exit. So for size t, I equals 0, I is less than, no, we can just do array free r's. But we first need to do the freeing of the individual strings. Args dot size I plus plus and free args I, something like that. So it's not every function will do that, but this one just has to, just because it got past the args and it's about to exit the application, and it knows that these weren't closed. Right, so where do we get to at this point here? It's got data. It's right, so this we don't need to get an argument. So I guess this is now just going to be for size t I equals 1. I is less than r dot size plus plus, and so it's I am 1 because I 0 is going to be the program name, and here we can just change that to be that, and here we can potentially even free it as we go, but no, we won't do that. R's dot data I, so we won't free, and we'll just return and get out of there. So we don't need that anymore, and we don't need that anymore. Cool. So this can be like that, and we can put, no, I kind of just don't want to set arg to be anything, but we will do, we're doing 2 i's. I just got data I. So no need for freeing. I think I do want to free it in this case. Well, not free it, but kind of set it to a thing. Because we do make use of it, but we don't want to do freeings of it. Like potentially that's that method done. Right, so PWD, we don't do anything with our args, easy. CD wasn't a command, but CD was. Right, so here we should only allow one arg. So I think this will happen if args dot size is greater than 2. And this will happen if args dot size equals 1. We'll just do that. So no need to do that otherwise. Yeah, so I kind of want to do this maybe. args.data and we don't want to free it. So in this case, we can just return that. So these printfs should potentially get fixed, but yeah. Oh, does that mean like everything's fixed? Of course not. Right, so I is undeclared. That is because we just know there's one because we've checked it. Right, so at this point here, we want to get all the arguments, and this is all precursor, so we can figure out if any of the arguments is a redirect. Because if any of the arguments are a redirect, we want to then process the redirect. But before that, we want to, yeah, so I guess we have a string array args equal, we can just 0 initialize that boy. And so we don't have this weird lim thing. And I guess here we can just, while we can have this separate thing. Arg equals read arg, and read arg, I guess, was getting called with rest. So what does rest start off as? Do we even, like, where's that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Yeah, like we kind of want something like this. But that run program is potentially going to change. We would do an array adds to args. So that should get that, and command should be the first one. pretty much. So maybe we can do that in a different order, and if args dot size equal to 0, we didn't get anything. Otherwise, this will be args dot data 0. We check it with everything, and then here we will just pass in the args, and it will know what to do with it. And so here, I think this run program should just take args. This right. So now we need to think about where we are freeing this. So we don't want to free it there, but we would break out of this, and then we would code hasn't been set. But then here we would kind of set code. And then here, I think if code not equal to -1, still we want to do this. And unfortunately, we have to yoink them all up and do that. So here we should do an array free what was it? Args. And for size t I equals 0, I less than args dot size I, and we want to do free of args dot data I. So that would do that, and so this here would I think this we would have as args. And where was the other run program I might have done? So I think I want to do command then args, because we want to say what command we're actually running, and arg v might not be what you think it is. And so this can be a string args, but it's not args, it's array. And so argv is just that. But yeah, so we kind of want to make our own copy of it because we want to add a null to the end. So yeah, I guess we do have to add our own copy for size t I equals 0. I should make some snippets for this or something. I is less than args dot size I plus. So if we do that, we would just do that in args dot data I and get out of that, don't need to do that, don't need to do that, and we would do the fork at the end. And yeah, then we have that. It does this thing. RB potentially should do something like that. I mean, it's not really that pointless there. Just because it is kind of sticking around in memory somewhere. And this command not found, we don't want to do any freeing of command. Don't want to do any freeing of command. No freeing of command. Command will get freed. Yeah. Right. So argb is undefined. That's fine. Let's do that. Right. So what are we doing here? Right. So yeah, we just need to say where we are and start rest equals we will just start at input, and that will kind of just add it all. Right, program set but not used. It's set just there as well. Do we like need it though? I guess if we don't use it. Then last slash isn't needed. And so program path isn't needed. And does it run? It does. It seems to be doing similar to what it was doing. And so now we can kind of start tracking like in fact, we had this test.sh for this reason. So in fact, we can test it without quotes. We can do something in quotes like that, and we can see all the args that it got. And if we see what we did, we had ASD with a bunch of spaces, then that was in the quotes, then that, and these spaces got ignored, but then some spaces got ignored. And if we say what we are, we get a double free. I knew it might be happening. Right, so it's freed in 278 and yeah, so it's freed in 278, 278. This is when we're going through and we had and like 155 and 251, 251, and yeah, 155. So it got added to an array, and 467, 467 gets added to this args, and then we're trying to free it in 483, 483. When we're doing this, we pass it args, which is still valid. Should surely. And then in run program, we basically add each one as we go, and we're freeing arg v dot data, not r. Oh, I don't know why that is. Also, we can like I see. We don't want to free there. We just want to clear up the array because it's pointing to the same thing, and we're just adding everything, and one is going to be null. Right, so echo, like do something like that, and something like that, and if we could just do something like that, and do that, and that seems to have got back to a working state at least. So I think I want to kind of add these up. Do we not have changes? We do have changes, but my thing is not running external commands. Whew. Right, so we aren't running external commands. This is really just that. Cool. I don't know why things broke. I don't know what I changed to do it. But yeah, so we moved that around. We have got an open files at the moment, but we aren't actually using it. So maybe I'll just leave that one out of there. So we'll include that, but not the open file stuff. And here we're just changing everything to string arrays. So it's basically just an overhaul on all of the things. Now I'm sure there's going to be some double freeze and whatnot still. Right, so I want to do a like split because I don't want to do this one. I want to just call that, yeah, cool. And then we get should just show open file stuff, yeah. There's something in the exit that so get restore staged minus p. So in the exit we want to copy in this. All right, so not to there. This we want to edit this, I guess, and take away just these two. Yeah, edit again. Let's do this. I would have thought that if we just get that, then still kind of apply because we're doing that. Eh. Whatevs. Right, so if we look at what we have most of what we have, but I mean, what I could do is exit commands. We do this. I just kind of want to do that. And no, yes, no, no, no. and we can add them back in. And now we can see the diff of what we haven't committed or won't commit. It's that. So here we can just say get all our before the calling command. It's just a precursor of what we needed. And now we are up to the file stuff. So now we need to kind of check in, I guess, main. If we have found an argument that is going to open a file at a certain place, I guess. So I think I want to, in the array, and maybe make define array sure capacity. And we can do something like this. And so we want to get make sure that we can fit into that. So this will be yeah, and this will be cat, and this will all be while false. And in here we will check the thing, and then we can just do array sure capacity equals our and new capacity, and do that and do that and do that. And that way we can kind of grow the array even if we don't have the capacity currently. So, and now down here, we want to do some things. So every time we read an argument, we want to do some like comparings and stuff. So I guess we'll start with just the single quote character, but I mean, we also need to be able to work out that, and like there's also like that's a valid thing. So I think if we have, and like, is there a limit of, well, actually, in shell is a thing to do that. Yes, it is. So is it a thing to go to like 123? No. Is it a thing to go to 10? Right, so we can't go to more than 10. Is it a thing in Bash? It is in Bash. So, and like, is it really that much of a thing to, like, we're basically reading a number. So let's have a little thing. So it would be just end, and we would have a long, this would be FD if it is a thing, and it'll be SDR2L, and we will be taking, and this will allow some crazy fun like that if we really want, which Bash has now created me a file called that, I believe. No, that it's now. I wanted to push that button, not that button. This keyboard. What thing has it created for me then? Oh no, it's just done it to 0. I don't know what might be happening there. Um, but anyway, my thing will do it. So what we want to do is we want to get our arg and we want to basically check it to see whether it's a number. And if n is not equal to arg and end equal that, then that means we are in a redirecting type thing. But I guess we can also have like that. What is the? I mean, we'll start with just this. Right, so we would do that. Then, if that is the case, then the next argument, which could be just after this, so you can have something like echo D, or you can have echo space D, and D being a file name. And we would have to kind of check for both. But yeah, I think this is just really wanting me to do these two. And it's only for standard out. All right. Gosh, a lot of refactoring in the start of this. I haven't really achieved much of what was needed to be done. So I think here I want to come out to here and I want to make sure that like FD is greater than 0. So we can't do something like this, like what's file descriptor 0? File descriptor 0 is a thing. Which one is it? It's like standard in, standard out, standard error. So it's, file descriptor 0 is a thing. So we would have to allow it. But like redirecting standard in to redirect out. Yeah, so I think this kind of only makes sense if we're doing it like that. So if this is the case, we have a. Well, no, we can have. I think if end is like this, then that's that. And we could have a case that FD is 0, which would just be, and like, will STRL do this for me? So if it's an empty string, pretty much, well, like not an empty string, it stores the address of the first invalid character, easy, returns the conversion unless the error. Yeah, so I feel like this will be 0 to start with. So if we have this, we should probably check that FD is greater than equal to 0. And if No, I think if n equals r, yeah, I think I want to do that. If these two are the same thing, then ft will default to 1. Std file, no, is that what it is? And so we should probably do a check whether it's negative. If it's negative, then we would probably just call it a normal thing. Right, so if this is the case, we want to figure out what's on the other side. So if n plus 1 equals null, then we need to read a new arg equals read arg. Oh, we actually need a interesting. We need to free the current arg and then get a new arg. And if arg equal to null, we have an error case. So, like, what happens if we do just a thing? Yeah. Maybe we can just insert that we hit. No, we should be nice. If is the error syntax error missing file name of redirect, something like that. I don't know. Is that what I want to do? So if this is the case, what do we want to do there? Probably just break, I don't know, or like we kind of don't want to continue doing things here. But we can't easily break out of like, I guess we can have error equals false, and if error, we can continue. In fact, we can break if it's a thing. Well, no, it's continue. We just want to wait for the next command to come in. And we would set error to be true here. Right, so otherwise, we have an argument. We now just need to do an if open, and you just take a path and a mode, easy. And so I guess, do we want to care about, I don't know, like how much do I want to do? I'm just, like, if you do 2, then it's going to be pending. But we'll just do 1 at the moment. Well, this is actually, yeah, so we have got a new arg. So I think I want to do a switch on this case and do a case of that. We'll do all of that. and we'll actually do a break there as well. And so we'll also have a case of another thing. And if that is the case, we probably want to just do the whole thing again. Maybe I want to do a char list p equals n plus 1. And if star p equals then this is going to set my redirect mode into a pen. So like maybe just a pen equals true. We can just have a thing like that. So bool pen equals false. So we by false by default don't append. Then we can look at the next character. Then if it is 0, then we do a thing. Otherwise, we already have the. Yeah, maybe I want to do that. And here I want to do a default. But here I want to default. So I want an explicit fall through. Can't explicitly say it in C, but I can explicitly say it here, I guess. So this means that in the default case, we already have a file name, and it's just kind of the from P onwards, which I guess I should set this like that. And so here we want to do if open, and the file name is just going to be P, and the mode is going to be, depending if we have append, if we have append, it's going to be append. Let's look at the modes. Let's actually and if open down here mode. So we want right plus no A. So A, we want A for that. Otherwise, we want W for truncate. So this whole thing should open up a file, and we should make sure that we have enough space for our file descriptor. And this is all happening if file descriptor is bigger than 0. So if that is the case, we also need to do array ensure capacity of files is has enough space for FD. And so now we would go files.data FD equals this. And that should open it. Now we have an open file. And I think we can close it. And it even compiles. Ooh. Now we need to get rid of all the printfs and stuff, which is a bit more annoying. Right, so when we do a printf, maybe I want yeah. It's kind of interesting. So I want to do like a thing. I want to first do a check that std out file no, which is a thing, right? Well, like it was compiling equals 0, do a thing. Yeah, so it is a thing. I don't know if it's equal to 0. It's not. But if std out file no is less than files dot size, then we kind of wanted to have a file star equals it's going to be std out, but if we have a thing and files.data std out file no is not null, in this case we would want that the files.data std out file no, like that. And here we would do an fprintf and out like that. Is that kind of what we want? Is that kind of what we want to do everywhere? And here we can maybe change out to here, maybe do it everywhere. And do that there, and maybe find that and do that. And then here we would do instead. Right, so I think at the start of things, we might want to just set up our things. So we can have kind of a boilerplate of this is what things are. And here we would just kind of change normal printfs into printf out, like so. So that seems reasonable. So I could probably copy that, and we could have a command. We probably want the same thing in every command, and some of them will probably not like it. Sometimes we won't use exit. So what I kind of want to do now is search for, well, like this, do like a printf. Well, do an fprintf. We don't have that, but we can do an printf that would printf that out. And there was an fprintf out, and do that, and do that. What about in here? Do we have a fprintf? No, that makes it easy. What about in here? Do we have a fprintf? No. Makes it a little easier when they don't. Wait, this isn't one that I want to do. Let's right, so in this, do we have an fprintf? We do have an fprintf, so we probably should do that with instead, and then we can do an equivalent one with if we just have like do we just not have anything like that in CD? I suppose CD doesn't really print anything. Right, so does that do some things. Error is not used. Out isn't used. That's all right. Error is used though there. I just caught a glimpse that is used. Yeah. Error. Error. Right, so error isn't used in eco, so that's cool. Right, we did just want ASPrintf. None of the fancy stuff. Go back to right. What's this doing? Error isn't used, and it is the case. What happened in that case? Type through echo one and type through to div null. Nah, this is to error. So we want our error back. Maybe error equals get this and do this, and we do want an error. Right, but it's not set in PWD. That's all right. And CD doesn't use an out, but it does use an error. Cool. Is that doing what it's meant to be doing? So if we go into a run, we can we can have an ls. We maybe clean up some of the things that we don't need. So if we do something like echo to div null, we get a segfault type thing. Heap buffer overflow, right. We're trying to write at 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4. So that is, we are trying to write at a certain point, but I thought that the allocate would have kind of made sure that there is enough things there. So maybe I want to do a little quick test here. I didn't really want to do that. That one, and then debug, and so maybe if I break apt 513, so that's when we're starting to do some things, and what it was just echo the div null, and we echo the div null. Go remember which thing we're actually in. Right, so in this case here, let's redraw things. We have end and we have arg, so they are the same thing. So our FD is 0, but it is now 1. That's cool. If we look at files, and we look at files again now, the capacity has gone up and the data has also gone up. But the size doesn't get changed, I guess. I guess that's maybe part of the problem. But I have an idea on how I could do it. But Oh, and is capacity doing the right thing as well? Yeah, because this is the thing that was failing. Right, so I think the ensure capacity is no, I was getting the underlying size of the data type. So it should be getting. Really, it's +1 maybe. Because if you want capacity of 1, the index is 0. So I think maybe that, and if we just run that, we were trying to do something like that. So that seems to work. What happens if we do something like that and maybe go cat bar? But there is a bar. There is a bar that I guess it isn't flushed an exit fails a little. Yeah, so when we are writing, we don't flush things. So when we do this, we add all the arguments, but then on the reset, the main one should kind of reset, like your standard in, standard outs, and whatnot. I think. Oh, I've run out of drink. Not going to last much longer with all the talking. But yeah, it's also not printing anything out, which is the concern. But yeah, I guess after every command, we should get a code. And is that where we're clearing all the args? That's where we clear all the args. But we should probably also flush all the files. So for size args files dot size, but and if files dot data I not equal to null, we should probably do a if flush of files dot data I like that. But I think we don't close it until we're explicitly told to close it. And that can probably come after the maybe it could come before that, just to make it kind of a bit clearer. And I think at this point here, we should also files.data std out file no equal null, and std in file no equals that, and std error file no equals that, and maybe do it in that order. Because I think like unless you're like kind of doing it, yeah, it's hard to know unless you're kind of taking the overarching one after every command. You probably want to reset where you're pointing your standard out to, but maybe maybe that's not the right thinking. But for now, we can just do that. I don't know. Maybe we can just do the for flush. But yeah, I think the doing that. And I think I want to do some maybe something like this, and if this and find the equals and not equal, find the that and then that, then we want to do a thing. And what is the thing we want to do in that? We want to get this, and we want to flush the thing. And we also probably want to if close and the thing. And we probably also want to set the thing to be null. And we also want to just do that and bring back there, and that looked right. So if we did set one of those three magic ones, we will just flush and close the files. We don't actually need to flush the files because they got flushed just up ahead. But if we one of those magic three, we will close them because we don't want to do that. Wonder what this does. Echo through bar does not like that. Sigfo. Echo through bar. That's also a sigfo. Alright, so 587. It's trying to do an if close on something that so I think the look, we kind of want to for size t r cap equal r dot size, and it's going to be r cap is less than a cap. We get our cap. We do that. And so in this loop, we just want to set our data, our cap, and set that to be null. And then we set it to go up to there. So basically, it's like making sure it's null initialized. I think that might be, hey, we have some issues. So this is tricky. Can we do something like that? How do we like have it just a what if we mem set? Yeah, we can do a mem set. How do we do a mem set? We do a cool. So we just do a mem set of our data. Or and we want to set it from that times our size. So from there, and we are going the character that we're going to put in there is null, and the size we're going to go is that times we can go from capacity, and we want to get that minus capacity, our block capacity. That can close off. So that is doing the same thing as that. So we just make sure that it is null. I don't know. This is too much going wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll come back to this. Hitting a brick wall, as you can see, it's got some brick and some walls. But yeah, I've made some progress on it, and that's just what it is. But yeah, I guess if you've enjoyed watching me struggle against opening files and writing stuff out, then stick along. There'll be plenty more. But yeah, thanks for watching and see you next time.